Welcome to the Off Label Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. Look, 2025 got started out with a bang here. We got a lot going on, and it all seems to revolve around one certain topic, and it's going to come up in the process of this. Like I said before, I feel like I'm Charlie Kelly in It's Always Sunny in Philly. You know, the whole let's talk about the mail. There is no Carol in HR, Pepe Sylvia. I feel like that. And I want to just kind of lay this all out here for you guys because I have the pieces. I just can't connect the line. It's a weird story. It's a weird situation. We got some other things we need to talk about as well. But yes, we will be talking about the New Orleans situation, and we will be talking about the Las Vegas situation and a little bit of other things I've uncovered in this whole situation, kind of regarding this. It's a little weird, hard to explain, but you'll see the connection, hopefully, as we go along here. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Across the globe yesterday, we're ushering in the new year 2025 with fireworks displays, light shows, and other sorts of celebratory events and parties, everything like that. And China celebrated the New Year's Eve with an elaborate drone show. They created stunning visuals like a dragon and other things of that nature, using over 10,000 separate individual drones. So just remember, when you were at home trying not to blow your fingers off while you're lighting your fireworks, China was practicing using drone swarms while also simultaneously putting on an entertaining event for onlookers as they ushered in the new year.
Holy shit, son. I mean, the formation you had to do all that is some coordination I would expect from China. I'm not gonna lie. But he's right. Drone swarm practice while you're putting on a light show.
What's that talent show? America's Got Talent, the one
Right.
with Howie and Simon and
Yeah.
They had a group that actually did one of those lit up drone shows on there, and it's all coded through AI on a computer.
Yeah. You don't have individual pilots on that shit doing all that shit. No, that's all a fucking supercomputer controlling the fuck out of all of that. And that scares the living shit out of me. How y'all doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, we got the one and only old man himself, Rick Donner. He was here with us for New Year's Eve celebration. He just decided to come back and talk about this situation tonight. How you doing tonight, John? All right,
Doing
Rick,
good.
I'm sorry. I called you John.
Doing good.
All right. And I hope y'all are doing good with this whole information we're about to get in here very soon, because I've had a mind fuck of a situation happen today. Thank God I didn't have to do a lot of work at this point in time, because I sent myself down a rabbit hole I might not have, should have gone down. but we're going to find out how this is going to play out tonight. Like I said, I got all these pieces of a puzzle. I just don't have the vision at this point of this. But the topic of the day, the common thread throughout everything that we're going to be talking about tonight, well, not everything, but IEDs, improvised explosive devices, pipe bombs, things like that. A lot of fucking talk happened in one fucking day about a lot of different pipe bomb shit. Not even joking. But before we got that, we got Tweaked in the house. What's going on, Tweaked? We got Tony. Hey, I forgot to say hi, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. We got Jennifer in the house. Let's see, Joe Vaughn's in the house. Rhoda Bennett. Let's see, I noticed somebody else playing hookies here. Shane's with us. Joseph Santos popped in at the very beginning. You like how I did that little the thumbnail there, though, don't you, Joseph? Yeah. But anyway, all right. So let's get into this situation right here, and let's get to talking about this as we got this going on here, because what we know right now, at least 14 killed in New Orleans after driver intentionally rams into crowd on Bourbon Street. Okay, the FBI confirmed Thursday that 14 people were killed in the terror attack in New Orleans when a driver rammed a pickup truck into a crowd during the New Year's celebration on Bourbon Street. The attacker is also dead. The New Orleans coroner previously announced 15 deaths but did not provide any identifying information about the decedents. So the 15 is probably the other dude.
That's what they said in the briefing earlier today, that he was included in the 15 that was originally released.
Yeah, I didn't listen. I heard little clips of it, but I didn't listen to the entire thing today because I was mind fucking my own self. It's weird, but this is going to be fun. Strap your fucking helmets on and cover them in tinfoil, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even lying. Anyway, the FBI has identified the suspect as 42-year-old Texas man, an Army veteran. The FBI said the suspect, who was killed in a firefight with the officers, had an ISIS flag in the vehicle at the time of the attack. The vehicle was rented through Turo, the company said. Multiple officials said the suspect made a series of video recordings before Wednesday's attack where he said he joined ISIS. The attack in popular French Quarter happened less than a mile from where the Sugar Bowl was to be hosted Wednesday. The annual college football game was postponed for 24 hours for public safety reasons, the Bowl's CEO said. Okay, so let's just go through some of the headlines just to get caught up in the situation. We'll just kind of start breaking it down point by point and going through everything here. But as far as everything goes right now, okay, law enforcement searches Houston location they believe is connected to the suspect. We got 14 dead in the celebration over here. I wouldn't call this a celebration. I would call this a massacre at a celebration. My bad. Explosive devices related to New Orleans attack appear to be made at an Airbnb. This is what connected it to me. Everything in my head connected when I heard this. Because let's be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and hit y'all up with this story real quick. Where is it? No, is this one? Nope. Let's go with this one. I'm going to go ahead and give you the backstory on this, okay? On December 17th, 2024, there was a man arrested at Virginia. The FBI raided his home. Found 150 fucking pipe bombs, the biggest fucking mass storage of IED, or mass quantity in a site like that. In the U.S. history, this man had guns. Now, not going to bury the lead. He was using a photo of President Biden as target practice. Not burying that lead either. But they're arguing that this dude should remain behind bars. This is why this is coming up right now. This happened today.
And the FBI says it found more than 150 pipe bombs in a raid on a Virginia farm, the largest seizure of its kind in history. Investigators say Brad Spafford was arrested after a tip that he was stockpiling weapons. Court documents say Spafford used photos of President Biden for target practice. Spafford's attorneys say there's no evidence he threatened anyone.
What does that have to do with anything? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man blew off his fucking fingers. Okay? While he was doing this, there was an accident. He blew off his fucking fingers. He had one of the most volatile substances that need to be kept at a certain temperature or it will explode because the friction that happens between molecules when it heats up, say to do room temperature. He had a fucking beaker of this shit in a refrigerator in his house next to food that was wrapped up saying danger, do not touch, all this shit. He had kids in the fucking house while he was doing this. At one point in time, he blew off 3 fingers trying to make these explosives. It's not like he's in the backwoods of Virginia. Nope. This motherfucker was in an actual residential neighborhood. Should we keep him behind bars? Yes.
You would think if he has to store that type of stuff in a refrigerator, he might, I don't know, get a separate one where the kids can't get in and drink it.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. Like I said, diving into this, I gave a mind fuck of a situation because everything seems to harken back to that one word, the pipe bombs, IEDs, every bit of that comes back to this. And this is why I was mind fucking myself with this. Like I said, this could be absolutely nothing related into it. But it also could be where the manufacturing base for all this shit really comes from. You know, something like this. The dude manufactures it in his fucking basement or garage or wherever the fuck he was actually doing it. I haven't really looked that deep into it to say exactly where this was being done. But he manufactures it. They come and pick it up. They rented a fucking truck and a cyber truck, drove it across the fucking country to take these attacks.
I haven't
This is
actually
fucking weird to
heard
me.
where either one of them picked up the rental at. I don't like the guy in Vegas. I don't know if he flew in and picked that truck up as a rental.
I don't know about that either, but they could have driven it. But I mean, if they flew in, wouldn't that be a bigger fucking sign that we got bigger problems going on? I think to stay under the radar, that would be a drive. You just get a rental because you don't want to put those mileage on your vehicle. And the dude got a Cybertruck. Well, hey, why not go in style, right? I mean, you wouldn't do it on your own dime like that. You wouldn't leave a paper trail for something like that. Dude, it's all fucking weird. Every bit of the reporting on this, everything that's coming out of this is, and it just worries me that we're getting all this information a flood at one fucking time. Yet we still don't know shit about Thomas Matthew Crooks. What about the Las Vegas shooting back in 2016 or 2017, something like 2018?
The concert, the guy that opened up on the concert. Yeah, and we hardly know anything about that still.
But we got everything we need to just be like, oh, go fuck yourself. You attacked us. I can understand why people are saying this is a false flag event, but I can also understand how this could be fucking real. Okay. And we'll get into the details here in a second. But if this is a real thing, this ain't no like manufactured false flag shit. You got Army fucking active duty and veterans now siding with the fucking enemy. The same motherfuckers they were going out and shooting not too long ago are the same motherfuckers that they're on board with now. What happened, America?
The short answer is DEI.
This has been going on for longer than that, but yeah, I mean, that shit did destroy fucking the military. I will admit that. When they were kicking people out for Christian symbols, when they were kicking them out because they
Well,
didn't want
I
to take
mean,
a vaccine that just
I
came off the fucking market.
I went in. You and I were talking before the show. I actually went into the Army in 1981. I've served with straight people, gay people, black people, Asian people, American Indian people, Hispanic. Everybody what the woke people are doing is trying to take the military and use it as a social experiment melting pot. When I went in, I didn't care if you were gay, I didn't care if you were straight, I didn't care if you were male, I didn't care if you were female, I didn't care what color or combination of colors you were.
I
What I
never thought
cared
that was a
about
thing
was,
in the
can
military.
you do your job and do you have my back when I need you to? That's all I ever cared about.
Mhm.
And that's all the military should ever care about. Can you do your job? Do you have my back when the shit hits the fan? Why we defend our nation.
I mean,
That's it.
I can't trust you to have my back if you don't even know who the hell you are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
it's not even like trans kinds of
even
situations,
trans that
or
serve in the military. I've
I'm talking
got
more
very
along the
dear
lines.
friends that are trans. On New Year's Eve, we talked about I had assisted on some of those procedures. I know some very competent trans people
Well, no, no,
that
no.
made the decision as an adult
Hold on.
to
I,
become
I
what they've become.
I understand, but I'm saying not only it's not just that in that kind of situation. I can understand why people would raise that alarm too, but I mean, even just like straight fucking heterosexual men and women, are you capable enough to do this? Because
Yeah, I don't care what you are. I care about your ability to actually do your job.
unless you've had some kind of real fucking training, when shit hits the fan, is this the first time you've ever been in there? Because if it is, I may have to watch your back. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
understand that whole thing, and it has nothing to do with who you are. It is all about capability. However, it is a problem when you put people like that into the military, and just because you don't want to call them Z's or them, they want to shoot you in the back of the head. You know, it's that kind of situation that I worry about that kind of shit. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person going in. Do you know yourself? Because the person right next to you may scream, dude. Do you want to put a bullet through his head because he says, dude, when bullets are whizzing by your fucking head and things are blowing up? That's a problem.
I I think the problem is that the woke idiots in the mainstream media make a bigger deal out of it than we ever did when
Right.
we were in the military. It's like, just leave us alone and let us do our job.
Mhm. I mean, you never really heard shit about soldiers until they come back from seeing war.
Mhm.
Like, you never heard about their lives before then or after then or anything like that until they've come back and they've done something fucking horrible, which is an actual it is a look, I know you guys don't go in there most of well, I wouldn't say most of them now, but a lot of your generation did not go in for looking for fame, you
No.
know? You were going in to serve your country. Now we got people looking to go in for free college. They're looking to go in for a job afterwards, some kind of security in life. Okay, cool. Put your life on the line for that.
Well, there
But
was
I don't want to fight next to somebody who's just there for that. You know?
who was it? It might have been Libs at TikTok that posted it on X like a couple of weeks ago. A gal that was, I can't remember if she was in the Army or the Air Force, but she posted a video on social media going, and she was an E5. She was an E5 and went, hey, look, fuck America. I don't care about this country. I didn't join the military to serve my nation. I don't believe in the Constitution. I joined it to get the free education money, plain and simple. That's it. And I'm like, you're an E5. How did you pass the background check for a security clearance with that attitude? How did you ever become a non-commissioned officer?
How did I pass a background check to be military fucking contractor? All right. To see classified documents myself as a civilian. How did I do that? That's a thing. Yes. But I mean, I do get what you're saying with that. And it is a problem that is in our military. Our military should, I don't want them to be all yes men. I want them to be competent, at least common sense individuals. You don't have to be a genius. You just have to look at a situation and say, this ain't right. Like when they were talking about turning the military, turning the National Guard on us because we were talking about just like, hey, fuck the government, not too long ago. And we saw all those videos of people in the National Guard, especially ones that were there on January 6th saying, yeah, if they get rowdy, I'm going to put a bullet in them. I'm sorry. I don't want you in my military if you're willing to put a bullet in me because I'm a citizen standing up for what I believe is right for this country. It's kind of shit like that kind of worries me about our military as a whole at this point, because everybody's just told to shut up and do. Don't think about it. You just do as you're told. But we have to have those people there that'll be like, dude, shooting our own citizens is wrong.
Yeah.
And we don't have that. I'm not going to say we don't have that. We do actually have that. A lot of our military members right now would say the same thing. But when push comes to shove and it seems like your life against mine.
Look at the last several years. Look at the last almost 4 years under Biden and Harris. What have they done in their messaging? Domestic terrorists, threats, homegrown threats to our democracy. You know as well as I do, because you are in. What's that line in the oath you take when you raise your hand?
I wasn't in. I was a military
the
contractor.
Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
I was.
There's a
never with
reason
military.
why they're using that language. Oh, I thought you were. I thought
No,
you
no.
served a couple years.
I signed up for it, but I noticed like I made an 86 on the ASVAB. I was gonna go fucking into communications, right? Just kind of the way my brother went.
86.
I noticed I noticed in that fucking paperwork, right before I signed my fucking life away, they put me down as infantry. That was as my paperwork said, my preferred fucking MOS would have been infantry and not communication.
Were you going in the Marines?
Nope. Regular Army. I looked at that and I said, absolutely fucking not.
And they didn't guarantee your MOS when you went to MEPS?
I made an 86 on the ASVAB. The only dude that was higher than me in the class went as a fucking cook and he made a 99. I took that test. It was a 2.5 hour test. I finished it in 45 minutes and the dude laughed in my fucking face. I was second in my class and all I did was read the question and say, this ain't right. This ain't right. What looks to be the closest? Mark it and go. And I made an 86.
Well,
and they wanted to put me as infantry. I said, fuck you. No, I want it all in goddamn writing. I ain't doing this. And I backed out.
When my dad was sick, I got assigned to the recruiting company headquarters in my hometown. And one of the things that we used to do in that recruiting command, like if the MOS you wanted wasn't open, they would just randomly assign you an MOS.
Right.
And then the recruiter would keep track of when the MOS you wanted came open, and you'd go back down to MEPS and do what was called a contract renegotiation, where they changed your MOS designator.
Mine was right after 9/11. It was like, it was, actually it was around 2003, 2004. No, maybe. No, it was 2006 because I was working at Sanford at the time when I was going to sign up. So it was around the end of 2006, 2005, maybe the beginning of 2006. But yeah, I went up there and I did all that and just went through the entire process and then saw that. And they were saying, hey, we need like 86,000 people in communications. I fucking built my first goddamn computer at 12 years old. And if I switch out the power supply, I can boot that up and run Windows 95 right now.
My high school had the first computer class ever offered in my area, and we were using trash 80s.
Before I even knew about clock speeds or anything like that, like socket sets or anything, I literally just pulled pieces out of computers and stuck them together and made it fucking work.
Yeah,
Which is amazing.
The old trash 80 where you had to take the cassette player from Radio Shack and change the plug from microphone. You put it in the mic thing and hit record to save your program on a cassette tape. And then you had to change it and put it in the earphone jack area and hit play to load the program back up on the computer.
Yeah. Technology has come a long way to where we can bring this show to you.
Oh, yes, it has.
But yeah, long little squirrel moment, but let's get back into this real quick. Now, this is what really fucking gets me about this, because what is
this lady name? Pissed me off.
I forget her fucking name, but she's a special agent there for the FBI here.
She's the assistant special agent in charge of New Orleans.
The assistant the ASAC.
She's the assistant special agent in charge. But what's interesting is look at the jacket she's wearing. What does that say under there?
Critical Incident Response Group, BAU.
Behavioral Analysis Unit. She's a profiler.
What? Okay. So, this kind of puts it together. But, I mean, this came up right after everything had fucking happened and they had their first briefing about everything. She immediately says this, though.
Patrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found.
Not a terrorist event. Why the fuck would that be the first thing you say?
After the police superintendent and the mayor and the guy from the fire department all went up there before she spoke and went, the terrorist incident. She comes up behind him last and goes, this is not a terrorist incident. Why she's also wearing a nose ring in violation of FBI regulations.
I don't even care about the nose ring myself. I really don't care. Like, that's a thing. Everybody was going off about. I do not give a shit about that. What I give a shit about is the bitch is just like, what? Everything points to this is being a terrorist incident. Why the fuck did y'all bring up the ISIS flag right the fuck away in the first place? Like, that should have been the biggest fucking warning. But everything was pointing at this to be a terrorist incident. And the first thing you say is, this is not. This is just somebody made explosives. I mean, if you make explosives, you mean to do massive damage in a widespread area. That is terrorism, whether it's domestic or foreign. Lighting pipe bombs and throwing them around is terrorism. Whether you hurt somebody or not, you're striking fear in the American fucking people because you're throwing bombs. So, ma'am, I like how that actually came from Russia Times too. Or Russian Times. RT right there.
Yeah, I lost it when I saw that jacket on her when she spoke. I'm like, Behavioral Analysis Unit? Are you kidding me?
But from the mayor of New Orleans, this was a terrorist attack. FBI at the press conference, this wasn't a terrorist event. FBI now, we are investigating this as an act of terrorism.
First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist hack.
Patrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event.
First of all,
You got to give her credit. She said it with such confidence.
Look, this is why Russian Times picked that shit up, you dumb motherfuckers. Even Russia's like, yeah, that was terrorism. And America's just like, I'm so fucking stupid, I don't even know. This is fucking ridiculous. And this is the FBI. These are the people we're supposed to be comfortable and think they're capable of doing their job.
Did you see the post on X from the New York Times or New York Post reporter? They were at this guy's house in Texas hours before the FBI located it and showed up.
Yep.
A newspaper reporter can find where this guy lives before the FBI can. Really?
Right. But a little bit of clue as to what's going on here. We also got law enforcement officials stated that both the Tesla Cybertruck, which exploded earlier today outside the lobby of Trump Hotel on Las Vegas Strip, was rented using the same car sharing company, Turo, the exact company which suspect who carried out the terrorist attack today in New Orleans used to rent his F-150. Let's not bury the lead here. Turo is owned by a Palestinian man.
Mm-hmm. It's basically an Airbnb app for cars.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like going to Hertz and renting a car or Avis. It's
somebody
that rent out their own privately owned vehicle.
Which is goddamn retarded. You're literally letting some random person you don't know drive your shit the fuck around and say, yeah, it's cool. Who would do this?
No, thank you.
But I want to harken back to this whole thing right here. Where was it? Back in the CNN thing we started with at the very beginning. Oh.
Scroll back up to the top there.
Vehicle was rented through Turo. Huh. Both of them were rented through Turo now.
Scroll back up to the top real quick.
What we got?
Look at the number of reporters that had to write that story.
Well, this is just it's an amalgamation of all of these together at that. But yeah, like this one was actually, I get what you're saying with that. That looks fucking horrible from CNN staff. So that was just some bullshit, somebody in the background writing something. So you got Taylor Moran.
Walter Cronkite gave us 24 hours worth of news in 30 minutes by himself.
And we got like 24 hours of news through 17 motherfucking people that all look questionable as shit. Not gonna lie. The dude right there in the middle, I think we need to check his hard drive. This guy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm pointing you out just because. But no, they're just an amalgamation of everything just covered in that. But yeah, that does look fucking weird. There's 17 of them.
Wait. I'm counting the names with the picture and trying to figure out who he is.
Not 17. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12.
Wait a minute. Somebody's not getting credit in that because I don't see Marisola Campanelli up in there. Is that? No, that just don't sound like a name. Marisola Campanelli. That sounds like it's a fucking. That sounds like an Italian dish. Marisol Campanotti. That even makes it worse when I pronounce it. Campanote. I don't. But yeah. Anyway. But both of these were rented off of the same Turo app. And like you said, it's just like an Airbnb for your fucking vehicles, which is it's stupid as hell, but apparently people are okay with it. The Trump Las Vegas Cybertruck bomber is 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger of Colorado Springs, military trained, just like the New Orleans attacker. extremism doesn't grow in a vacuum. It's nurtured by leaders who weaponize loyalty and feed delusions. This isn't a lone wolf. It's the aftermath of a movement unhinged. And I bring that up while we're going along with this. I should have brought this up too. Like I had it out of place, but yeah, this is from the Associated Press. It was even saying there are guns and pipe bombs were found in the vehicle, according to the state police intelligence. But yeah, where was that next one there? Who the hell was it? Did I just exit out of that shit?
I don't know.
Oh no, there is one video I did want to show, but I cannot tonight, guys. I want you to see the aftermath, the impact of this, but I cannot in good conscience actually do it because it shows about 7 fucking dead bodies.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to show.
Oh, we'll just give you with this. This was something that came out of New Orleans. And this is fucking just what?
What the fuck? I got this fucking done.
Now, I know there was a shootout going on with the cops there, but did you hear how many shots rang out at the very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Let's play it back and listen.
What the fuck? I got this fucking done.
The different sounds and different calibers of weapons and everything, I can guarantee you at least 2 cops emptied a fucking clip.
Oh, more than 2.
Emptied the clip. I mean, that constant ring out was somebody that was just like trained pulling the trigger. Everything else was just like he fired a few shots and then it was all. Everything else was just like everybody just pull as fast as you can.
Well,
there was that
know
one
from
that
the
was just like
updates, 2 of the officers were wounded. I don't know how badly.
right.
So,
but that constant shot one, that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I want you on my fucking back because you know what's going on. You know you can't just like double tap like a fucking rifle in your fucking hand because that kickback is going to move. Now you're throwing bullets up in the fucking air, you know?
well, that's the whole reason when we went from the M16A1 to the A2, they got rid of the full auto and the selector switch does a 3-round burst.
Yeah.
Was because
of the kickback.
Of the kick on full auto and not being able to control downrange where it was going.
Right. But our incredibly fucking retarded president of the United States of America, he had this to chime in to say, I have been continually briefed since early I'm going to get a little bit mad with this one. I'm not going to lie. I have been continually briefed since early this morning regarding the horrific incident that occurred in New Orleans overnight. The FBI is taking the lead in the investigation and is investigating this incident as an act of terrorism. I will continue to receive updates throughout the day, and I will have more to say as we have further information to share. My heart goes out to the victims and their families who were simply there trying to celebrate the holiday. There is no justification for violence of any kind, and we will not tolerate any attack on any of our nation's communities. Hold up. Give me a minute, Rick. You mean to tell me that a man who opened up our fucking borders, let Trinidad Aragua take over all our shit, literally looked at his watch for every fucking body that came out of Afghanistan, who had all of this shit, funneled every billions, hundreds of billions of fucking dollars to every goddamn country to start up all these fucking wars that we got around the world, and you're going to sit here and say, you let these fuckers in, but you're going to stand against them now? Nah. No. See, this is why I started screaming treason in the first damn place.
He's not.
What do you mean?
He's not going to stand against them.
Oh, no. Oh, hell
First of all, that was a post. I guarantee you he didn't write that. Not a single word of what was posted there came out of his mouth.
Hell no. Not a damn one of it. We found the staffers. We found the people that actually run the President Biden POTUS account. And they're the same ones that were putting out propaganda about how the economy is so good and you just need a better job, stop being poor. Those people who were getting spoon-fed by the fucking federal government. Yeah. It's just like your fucking House and Senate, man. Like, you watch these committee hearings, you can literally tell which one actually knows their shit, what they're talking about in these hearings, and which ones are literally just reading off a piece of paper that their staffers wrote.
Did you ever see the video of John Kennedy talking to the climate activists during
Yes.
that hearing in the Senate? Where he
Yes.
put the glass of ice water on the table and let it melt and then asked him why the level of water in the glass hadn't gone up?
Yeah. Everybody's like, he's so stupid. He's like, bitch, that was basic science, and y'all just missed over the whole point altogether with that. It was fucking. But we also have this, ladies and gentlemen. This is also coming from your House of Representatives as well. Mike Davis, former chief of counsel for the nominations, Senate Judiciary Committee Law Clerk Justice Gorsuch. Okay, so the dude isn't in office at this point, but this former office, I'll redact that. But the fact that Jabbar, which is, oh God, that was out of place because I meant to bring this up right here. This is the actual shooter right here. Shamsud-Din Jabbar locations. Business development for Deloitte. I don't know what that is. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. The Cybertruck dude worked there too. Information Technology Operations Manager for the United States Army Reserve. The other dude was a Special Forces. All came out of Fort fucking Bragg. Now, I get it. Fort Bragg is huge. There's a lot that actually happens in there, but are we breeding our own terrorists within Fort Bragg? Because there's a lot of shit that's going on in Fort Bragg here recently, though.
I'd be very curious to see both their 201 files and match up if they were in anywhere near the same unit at the same time when they were both there.
I would love to see that too, but nobody's been able to bring that shit up yet. I guess that would have to come with a FOIA request, though. Because that ain't something that they're just going to release. Those are military fucking records. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can even do that with a FOIA request. I honestly, I don't know. But that might be a thing. But the fact that Jabbar is a U.S. citizen makes it worse. An American military veteran executing ISIS attacks. The FBI must learn where he got radicalized. Which mosque? Which extremist radicalized and conspired with him? And why the hell are those Islamists here to radicalize? Sir, that's your own goddamn party. Wasn't there a fucking march? Where was that? Was that in what? That wasn't a march in New York, right? Where those thousands of
after all this occurred and they had the pro-Palestinian march in New York.
Yeah, they're marching down the streets screaming, you know, the whole globalize the intifada, whatever the fuck that was. Who radicalized, bitch? Can we not see this, America? Fuck. I mean, this is just getting disturbing, brother.
Well, to be fair, there are crazies on both sides.
Oh, fuck yes. We got Laura Loomer and Nick Fuentes.
You know, I mean, when you look at the history of the United States, there have been crazies on both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. You know, I reel against both sides because, you know, I'm not conservative. I'm not. But y'all make the most sense right now, so I'm going to be on the side of the people that make the most common sense to me because,
I'm actually not a conservative either. I'm a libertarian.
Well, then you understand. I'm more classical
I'm not
liberal, kind of like
registered
what
with
we
the
were in the
political
90s.
party. I'm an independent. I tend to look at the candidate and see what they say about the issues that mean the most to me and go with that candidate. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, pray that they were actually telling the truth when they gave that point of view.
But libertarians today ain't what the fuck y'all were before.
No.
Chase Oliver, the fuck were y'all thinking? I'm sorry, that was just a dumbass move. Y'all had some. Dave Smith said he wouldn't actually do it because he wants to be with family, but y'all had a strong fucking libertarian base going on there for a second. And then all of a sudden it's just Chase Oliver. He's it. That's a little weird. I can't wrap my head around that. Look, Rick's like, I'm done. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't comment on that shit.
It doesn't make any difference what group of people you talk about. You're always going to have some small portion of them that are just absolutely extreme dumbasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got our own. We come across a lot of them. I'm not going to lie. I love you guys, but some of you are dumb as shit. Oh, I'm just bullshitting with you. No, the crew we actually got, the crew we formed is a lot of intelligent motherfuckers, and I like it.
Yeah.
Y'all make me think sometimes, and I'm just like, wait a minute, am I just dumb? And it turns out, yes.
Well, there again, I don't consider anybody dumb. I mean, you can build a computer. You and I talked about that.
Well, no, it's more along the lines
how
of
when you were young, you actually put your own machine together. I couldn't do that. I don't understand it.
Right. Me,
But
it's more along the lines
I can
of
walk
me.
into an operating room and help a surgeon transplant a heart.
There you go. If I
Does
get
that
shot
mean
by a
I'm
bullet, you
smarter
can
than
pull it
you?
out.
No, it means we're both good at different things, which is what
But
makes
when you ain't
society
got no
work.
common sense, man, you know how that is. It's rough all the way around. If you're not intelligent and you lack common sense, I mean, just Jesus. Is there a
Okay,
point?
well, the first thing you learn in the military is if it's cost effective or makes sense, the federal government won't do it. Remember
Hey,
back
I
when
know
they
all about that.
transitioned from the old Jeeps to the Humvees?
Oh my God.
I can
Yeah.
remember going to the motor pool and we were dividing the old Jeeps up between what was going to be scrapped and what went to the National Guard. So you walked around the motor pool with a hammer and you hit the side of the Jeep. And if the hammer broke through the rust on the side of the Jeep, it went to the National Guard. If it just made a dent, you scrapped it.
What fucking sense does that make?
It doesn't, which is why the federal government does it. If it's cost effective or makes sense, the federal government won't do it.
I mean, just like leaving all of our shit in Afghanistan because it's more cost effective to build it again. Like, you really expect me to believe that? Fuck
It
you.
was not more cost effective to build it again. Are you out of your mind?
We're spending more now than what we left there, including the pallets of cash. I gotta make fun of that. I gotta laugh about that because that is a horrible situation. But when you look at the just sheer stupidity of how that just disconnect from the death altogether. But when you look at the sheer stupidity of how that happens, you won't even see that dumb shit in a video game. Teenagers understand how the hell you need to evacuate citizens in a video game, but yet Joe Biden can't do it in real life. I'm sorry. 13 people died. Let's just look at the stupidity in that, though.
If you are pulling out of an area like that, the absolute last people you pull out Or the guys with the guns making it safe.
Well, it's not only that, though, brother. It's not
But
only
the
that.
Biden administration pulled them out first.
Why the fuck do you abandon Bagram Air Force Base, which
We
is
shouldn't have.
defended around all sides, for a public fucking airport? Who
You
the fuck
shouldn't.
thought that was a good idea?
Well, that's a good question. I really don't know that we've ever gotten the name of that individual, but whoever they
Nope.
were failed the Command and General Staff College when they went there.
Well, that's all on Biden. He ordered it, though. But who gave Biden the idea?
Do you really think he ordered that?
Fuck no. He didn't order but anything but chocolate chip the day he got elected.
He blipped again today, had a problem when he was giving an update on the stuff in New Orleans and Las Vegas, where he had to tell the people in the middle of what he was saying, his teleprompter went out and then actually went, oh, yeah, there it is, when it came back up. All the guy does is read words.
Right.
He's not making decisions. He's never made decisions.
You know,
Milley is a weasel, Julie. I know General Milley. I remember General Milley when he was a captain. He's a weasel. He's worthless.
end all be all.
He's
Wouldn't
a
that still be on him,
political
though?
animal and always has been his entire career.
End all be all, though. Wouldn't that be still on him, though? I mean, if he's one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, you know, he was the head of the military at that point.
Well, no, General Austin was a Secretary of Defense at the point that happened. But if you actually follow the chain
Okay,
of
Secretary.
command,
Okay, yeah. Okay, that would that would fall on
that
the
would have
fence
been
if you're trying to
General
pull out.
Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing I will give Mark Milley that I want to understand, white rage guy, the only thing I will give him is when Nancy Pelosi went to the Joint Chiefs of Staff the day after January 6th and said, Trump is unhinged. Don't listen to anything anybody says. And there's only a few fucking reportings about this. But it was Mark Milley himself that said, ma'am, if we did that, that would be a military coup. We will listen to all lawful orders from the president of the United States. If it's not lawful, I can turn it the fuck down. But if it's lawful, I have to do it. I will give him that. He did stand on that fucking principle that day. But yes, you are right. He is a sleazy little fucking weasel bag. He's a dick weasel. I could use it.
Did you ever see the movie Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood? Yeah, remember the commanding officer of that unit that transferred over from supply? That's right. General Milley. He's an idiot.
Well, I mean, we also have General Mike Flynn chiming in this shit too, though.
General Flynn was actually a good officer.
I mean, he was literally shafted fucking hard, man.
One of my post commanders when I was in was General Powell. General Powell was a great officer.
That's not how you remember that. What? I just looked over there and saw that. I'm sorry. But no. I mean, Mike Flynn got shafted fucking hard. He really did. And
Comey went on a live interview on TV and laughed about how he set him up.
Right. I mean, just the way all that played out, like there's very few people in the high echelons, like even Matt Gaetz with the whole sexual allegations and everything brought up against that man. Like everything that's been happening, it kind of makes me wonder, did you do that?
That I'm a little leery of because...
But I mean, the dude backs down from everything and he's just like, fuck it, I'm out. Like, dude, that's like damning right there, because if you didn't do it, why the fuck would you not be in it to fucking win it? You know what I'm saying? But however, it does bring up the whole point of Madison Cawthorn talking about the sex orgies and everything that used to happen in Congress while he was there, the sex and drugs things. So
who's the congressperson? Is it Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yep, and Thomas Massey.
Yeah, I think and Thomas Massey too both went, okay, fine, you're going to go after Gaetz and release this report. We want all of them released.
That $17 million of taxpayer money that went out to shut people up for whatever bullshit claim they
We
had.
want all of that public, and it should be. There's a very interesting concept that a lot of Americans don't know about. Congress is actually exempt from the laws they pass.
Yes. Yeah, I don't. Insider trading. That's why that doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. They have literal information that is going to affect the market before it affects the market, and they move in that, but they also have congressional immunity.
Mhm.
There's your fucking problem.
I
Just like the president has
love the fact that
presidential
one of
immunity.
the first things Vivek and Elon talked about doing to get rid of government waste was closing down the liquor store that Nancy Pelosi had opened in the Capitol.
Everybody thought that was a fucking joke, man. Everybody thought that was some bullshit. Now they just make it up a fucking lies. And he's like, nope, here's the fucking photo of the shit. We
Nope,
shut
it's
this
there.
down now.
I've walked past it. It's there.
Look, I get it. I get it. That's a hard fucking job, dude. I wouldn't be able to do it without completely staying slosh, but that would be the reason my ass would be kicked the fuck out. I couldn't hold my mouth.
The whole reason I loved that was not the fact that there's a liquor store in the Capitol. We had Class 6 stores on post, which is the Army basically running its own liquor store. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Hey, if the guy wants to go buy a 12-pack and drink it in his office at the end of business every day, and he can do it there where he doesn't have to worry about going out and security and stuff, great. I have no problem with that. What was hilarious is Pelosi's the one that came up with the concept and opened it.
And it was all paid out of fucking like stipends and shit like that, and slush funds and things. Your fucking taxpayer dollars got these motherfuckers wasted on a daily basis.
Did you see the video of her on the plane flying back to Washington from Germany today?
No. What?
Oh,
Hold on.
she was hammered. I don't know if it's pain meds from the hip surgery or she finally
Probably.
got a hold of some alcohol. But one way or the other, she was hammered.
I mean, the woman did just break her hip, though, right?
She looked like she actually had another facelift while she was there. That face was a little bit tighter.
Hey, it could also be from the pain, though. Oh my God! Hold up. No, this bitch is gone.
Yeah, she was hammered.
This bitch is gone. Hold on. Watch her facial movements, man, because it's like
Hi,
a face.
it's Nancy. Like, we don't know who you are. We've only been dealing with you in the Congress for, what, 45 years now?
Well, no. Like it was, I was watching this as it was like I was trying to search this up. This is the first video that came up, and I was just like, this is immediately it. This is what he's talking about. I know it. Her face slides around on her skull. It's fucking weird. Watch.
Hi, it's Nancy. I'm on my way to Washington to proudly represent the people of San Francisco in Congress. I'm honored to do so to share our San Francisco values. Thank you for giving me that honor.
She's talking she's talking like a freshman congressperson that just got elected for the first time. I'm on my way to Washington to proudly represent the people of San Francisco. Like, you haven't been doing it for 4 decades? Really?
Like it wasn't you behind January 6th?
Just Rob today talking about pipe bombs and the stuff that happened New Year's Day. Rob today going through that report from the Congress from J6.
God damn it. See, that's another thing that came out today.
First time I heard that not only did the vice president's motorcade go past that pipe bomb laying there, so did Speaker Pelosi's. They drove her past it.
They wanted to bring Kamala Harris out the door that it was planted at.
an hour and a half of cops on the scene there by the park bench begging the police on the perimeter to stop letting people come into where the bomb is at? Really?
His commentary behind that was just amazing because that's the way I would be. Like, I would, if I was the one on the radio, like Rob would be like the SNL version of what I would say in that moment. Because, like, what was it, like 9-10 times the cop passed after the motherfucker had said, "Everybody clear the fuck out. Stop this. Don't nobody drive down here. Nobody walks past here. Kids walk past it."
The perimeter guys were still letting people through while the robot was picking the bomb up and carrying it.
That shit was, dude. I was literally just like almost passed out in the van at that point when he was talking about that while I was working today. And he started on that little thing, and I was just like, "All right, fine, I'll listen. I'll hear it while I'm sleeping." But he got into that, and I just
didn't
started
watch
laughing.
the whole briefing. The
No.
superintendent of the New Orleans Police Department today, some bright, enterprising journalist who actually knows how to do their job, asked the superintendent from the police department from New Orleans today about the temporary barriers they had put up to block off Bourbon Street so vehicles and stuff could not get there. They're like, why weren't those up on New Year's Eve? And she went, "I didn't know we had them."
Ladies and gentlemen, boys
You're
and
the
girls,
superintendent of the police department and you don't know about the equipment that your department has to protect your citizens? Really?
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have just scratched the fucking surface of this shit. We got more for you. However, it's been that first fucking hour. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen. You got that link. Give us 3 minutes. We will be right back.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?